Officially, my role at Whitewater is the stewardship lead, which can be quite confusing for people. But I have the opportunity of making sure that the resources that we have here at Whitewater, that can be physical resources, human resources, or monetary, financial resources, are stewarded or used well. I think that I would best describe myself as a lover of community. I love being around people, but I'm also an introvert, so that sometimes that can be tricky. But when I'm around people that are like-minded and there's great conversation and food and fun, I feel like I'm at my best self. I also love helping people. I think that that's part of my nature. My inspiration for working for church, Big C Church, is that one reason is that's all I knew. My dad worked for a Christian high school when I was younger, and then when I was an adolescent, he actually started working for a Christian university. So I grew up watching my dad and my parents love ministry, and they instilled that in me. So it really wasn't even a question as to whether or not I would go into ministry in some way. I think for a long time it took me, I had to think through how can I use my strengths, which is the business side and the financial side of things, for ministry. But I was super excited when I landed here at Whitewater almost 13 years ago, because eventually I saw that I could use my strengths in the business department or with stewardship. So I love what I do, and it just feels like a natural fit. Probably the biggest piece of advice that I've had that has sustained me is that God is faithful. And if you're new to your faith and that's something that you're just like, what do you mean God's faithful? It's definitely something you see over time. I saw it in my parents' life growing up, and then as I became an adult and a young mom, I have seen that in my own life. It's one thing that brings me comfort because I don't ever have to doubt who God is, because He is the same yesterday as He is today and the same as He's going to be tomorrow. I have been seeing God move in like all of the ways that would seem mundane. So I know that sounds odd, but I see God move through like the laughter of my kids. They've had some pretty hard years, and so to finally see them laugh again shows me that God's at work. I see God move in the changing seasons and in just the tiny things that go on in my day-to-day life. I've seen God move in huge ways before, but what He's showing me right now is that He is with me in all the small ways too.